Are you a college student that's planning to study abroad or perhaps go on that backpacking trip through Europe? Well, let me tell you something. It's absolutely imperative to have the best credit card possible so that you can save all sorts of money on flights, hotels, even food. And I know because I've done it. I've traveled to over 30 countries in the past 2 years while I was still in college solely by leveraging credit card points and miles. Hello and welcome to the Peter Bilzerian Show. I'm so glad to have you. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day so far, and in this episode, I'm going to be sharing the best travel credit cards for college students. Because what college student doesn't love saving money? Now, before I get started, I want to ask you to hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. I'm going to quickly address the elephant in the room. Nobody should be traveling right now because we're in the middle of a global pandemic. However, that's not to say you shouldn't be preparing right now for next summer and beyond. Now's the perfect time to do it. Now, let's get started. I've decided on 4 different categories based on the tailored needs of different college student profiles. The first category is if this is your first and only credit card ever. The second category is the best starter travel credit cards. And there are 4 on this one, so don't worry, you'll get to pick and choose. The next category is for worldwide foodies. Do you spend a lot of money on food, groceries, restaurants, takeout, either in the US or globally? Then the last category, and this is for the people who travel a significant amount for either studying or pleasure and would like to get those elevated perks. I just want to point out that if you have no credit cards yet, then open one that you intend to keep until the day you die, meaning something preferably with no annual fee at all. And I say this because if you close your oldest credit card, it significantly hurts your credit score, and you especially don't want that if you're just starting out with credit cards and personal finance. With that said, if this is your first credit card ever, the Bank of America Travel Rewards card is the absolute best of class for having no annual fees. Now, this is a versatile card that also has no foreign transaction fees, so you can spend anywhere in the world and they won't tack on a foreign transaction fees, which is wonderful. I mean, I have this card myself and would highly recommend it to anyone who wants a reliable card that is accepted nearly anywhere in the world. And the beautiful thing about this is there is an online bonus points offer for 25,000 points if you make $1,000 worth of purchases within the first 3 months, which is really worth $250. Now, here are my favorite beginner cards. You have the Delta Gold card, the United Explorer card, the American Airlines Citi, and the Alaska Airlines Visa card. I mentioned the first 3 cards in my last video, which I highly recommend watching to give you a far better background on this topic, but I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of all 3 of the first cards because they're so similar in the way they're structured. So the Delta Gold card by American Express gives a varying bonus of around 50 to 70,000 Sky Miles when you spend a minimum of $1,000 to $2,000 within the first 3 months. It's truly a wonderful card for the bonus, but it really does vary. Then you have the United Explorer card, which gives about 40,000 miles when you spend $2,000 in the first 3 months. And don't really compare that point and mile value to the Delta Gold card because the valuation is different, but you do get about the same value. For example, in January, when me and the boys were coming back from the Philippines, we booked a crazy itinerary from Cebu to Taipei with a layover that was about 10 hours. Then Taipei, not to the United States, to Vienna, then Vienna to Washington, D.C., then to Buffalo, and then home. It was a crazy itinerary, but for 40,000 United miles, that's the exact minimum bonus that you're getting with the card. That's just an example. You can go around the world with 1 minimum spend bonus. Then you have the American Airlines Platinum Select card from Citi, where you spend $2,500 in 3 months to get 50,000 miles. I have this card, and if you watch my last video, you'll know what it got me. Now, all of these cards have no annual fees for the first year, and then after that, it's about $95 to $100 per year, meaning you can open them for less than a year, and then cancel it before the annual fee hits. Or the other option is you downgrade the card to the lowest level, so you don't get hit with an annual fee, and you don't ding your credit score. Now, many people will cancel it a few months after they get the minimum spend bonus, and then open another one of these cards up to get the bonus on another airline. And this is especially helpful if you are planning multiple long-haul flights there and back. Now, another perk to all these cards is that you get your first bag checked for free if you have any of these cards linked to your accounts. And this is a cool perk because it helps you get around basic economy, which I despise. And now the beauty of these cards is that all of them have a ridiculous amount of partners based on the alliance they're in, like Delta's partnered with Air France, KLM, Aeromexico, whereas United is partnered with Turkish Airlines, Austrian, Air Canada, and American's partnered with British Airways, Iberia, and Japan Airlines. Now, the other card I'll mention is the Alaska Airlines Visa card, because this is just a wonderful card, yet it's overlooked by so many people in the industry. Alaska Airlines is joining the One World Alliance next year with American Airlines, so you can accrue miles on any other partner in the world, and it makes your points so much more valuable. They already have a wide range of partners, but this just helps elevate them. This card gives you around 40,000 miles, $100 credit, and Alaska's companion fare for $121. And that's when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months. This is a phenomenal deal in my opinion because the miles are worth a ton. You're able to use the companion fare to travel really anywhere with a loved one for $121, which could possibly save you hundreds of dollars annually. Now, this card does carry an annual fee of $75 per year, but that $100 credit puts you at a $25 profit. I mean, hey, that's a good deal. And the thing is, I love this card because I love looking at the mellow smile in the logo. You whip this baby out while shopping, and it gives good vibes, man. Moving on to the worldwide foodie section. This is me. The American Express Gold card is one of my favorite cards of all time. And this is the beginning of the cards that have really the higher annual fees, but with the greater bonuses. I personally love my AMEX Gold, and this is kind of my go-to card for any purchase when I'm not trying to hit a minimum spend bonus on a new card. Now, the reason I really like this is because of the spending multipliers. This card offers 4 times the membership rewards points when you spend at any restaurant around the world, which is great because there are so many more countries that are starting to accept Amex. You also get 4 times the points at US supermarkets, 3 times the points on flights. That's amazing. The minimum spend bonus is kind of shitty right now, and the spending threshold is ridiculously high at $4,000 to get 35,000 points. So that's not really good, but if you wait on it, it'll probably get better. But here's the thing I like about it though. It gives a $100 credit for airline purchases every single year, and $120 in dining credits to be used at a variety of places like Grubhub, Shake Shack, and that kind of thing. So even though the annual fee of this card is $250 per year, you make that up in $220 in credit refunds, and in the value of the many, many points you accumulate through groceries and food. For those people who travel a ton, either going to or from universities or going on vacation, these cards give the highest return on investment you could possibly get. Sure, they come at a high premium, but they make the money back by your first trip. Now, my personal favorite card of all time is the Hilton Aspire card. This card comes with a $450 annual fee, but that's outweighed by a $250 Hilton credit, $250 in airline credits, a free weekend night. So this literally gives you $500 and a free weekend night that I've seen people spend in the Maldives worth up to like $2,000. That's crazy, man. Now, the minimum spend of this card is $4,000. That earns you a whopping 150,000 Hilton Honors points. And these aren't even the reasons why I love this card so much. It gives you diamond status, literally the highest status at any Hilton property in the world. Diamond status gives you free room upgrades at any property, free breakfast, lounge access within the hotel, and far, far more. I also like this card because it gives you priority pass access to thousands of airport lounges within the world. And I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but the Chase Sapphire Reserve is similar in the fact that it gives $300 in travel credits, like $60 to DoorDash, and it also gives you priority pass. The appeal with this card that makes it so outstanding is that it gives travel insurance connected to it, and the points are worth far more than advertised if you use them in the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. Now that's just a taste for you. All these cards are amazing. I don't really anticipate anybody getting a card like the Hilton Aspire, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the AMEX Gold if you're just a college student that's probably broke. Regardless of where you're going or what you're doing, these credit cards will undoubtedly elevate your travel. And did you think that I missed a card? Let me know in the comments section below. And while you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll see you next time. Pete, signing off.